All right, let's do a little bit of makeup today. Start with my brows. I don't have a lot of brows, but I still like to use our brow wax, so it needs to be water activated. My sparse little brow hairs kind of stay in place. And then, of course, I'm gonna go in with the Brow Trio. I like to start with my brows, number one, because I basically have to create my brows, but number two, I feel like this sticks better to my skin when there's no foundation there, and brows are brows. Okay. So the little pen, onto some makeup now that brows are done. So my compact, are these not adorable? Like this is probably my most favorite palette that we've had. Get back to the basics. I'm gonna start with my contour. I like starting with my contour just because I get coverage from this. And so I've kind of been doing my contour and then my bronzer. I like to go darkest to lightest, but I get coverage from this, so I kind of feel like I'm wearing a little bit less foundation, if that makes sense. And you'll kind of see when I start applying my highlight colors. But just the usual, I try to simplify this routine as easy as I can for myself. I still enjoy putting this makeup on every day. I'm gonna go in with my bronzer. I'm just gonna use Bella Bronzer today. I'm just going back to my old school colors of Stamp It right up under that contour on my forehead. And to me, this just makes things easier to blend. Then I feel like I'm wearing less of the highlight colors, which are a little bit of a creamier consistency. I am getting coverage from this. But if you have trouble blending your contour, try this little hack, because the bronzer, even though this looks scary, I get it. Like, I used to be scared to death of this, but trust the process because it all comes out. If you have trouble blending your contour, add some bronzer to it and let these sit while we do the rest of our foundation, and then we'll blend it all together. We'll blend this last. So contour, bronzer done. Bring that in a little bit more. And you don't have to be precise. Like, that's what I love about this makeup, is you do not have to be super duper precise. So my darkest highlight color, I'm gonna go here. I'm kind of dabbing in Mango and Sandy. I'm not blending, I'm just kind of placing my colors. I have a little redness on my chin, and do I want to do Demi? Let's just do all 3D today. All right, so I'm gonna get a little bit of Mango, Sandy and Mango, and go right here where I have dark, because remember, dark covers dark. And we'll brighten that in a little bit. I'm gonna place my lighter of my highlight color. So this is Amber. So the three colors that I use pretty much all the time are Mango is a must for me, Sandy and Amber. I kind of go back and forth between those depending on how much self-tan I have on. And they just work best. Aura is a great pop color for me. I can do Sunlit as well. And I just like to change it up from time to time. All right, so colors are placed. We haven't blended yet. We're still letting that contour and that bronzer warm up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of my brightening shade, and we're gonna blend everything at once. So if you don't blend as you go, if you just place, this will help these creams to warm up with your skin, like with your natural body heat, and it will make blending so much easier. So this is Aura, this is my brightening shade, smudge brush. I'm just gonna kind of go with this smaller brush right here around my brows. So now let's blend. We applied darkest to lightest. Let's blend lightest to darkest. So remember, when you blend, light hand, and we don't have to swirl. If you have textured skin, it actually does better if you just kind of tap and stipple. I know your faces, but I don't know your name. I love Roxette. All right, so now let's do detail brush. That was my 3D brush. Now I'm just tapping and sweeping. You're gonna hear me say that a lot because that's the easiest way to blend your contour, is like a tap and a sweep, like this. So tap and sweep, and you'd be surprised at just what tapping and sweeping, how well that blends. So once my forehead's done, I'm gonna do the same thing on my cheeks. Don't over blend. I like a little bit more of a bolder contour. So if I want to soften that a little bit more, See how easy this is? I promise you can do this. Don't forget your jawline. I'm notorious for that. All right, so that is my foundation. Look at the dimension, look at the coverage. Let me just do Hollywood. Most of the time, I just like to tap my blush on with my finger. That's a personal preference. And that's the joy about this makeup is like, you're gonna find your little ways of doing things because you cannot mess this up. I know I say that all the time, but you can't. It's not possible. And it's buildable. So if you need to add more of something, you can do that. All right, super quick eyeshadow. Stay Golden and Cupcake. I'm not even gonna do Demi. I'm just gonna set my lid with this. Valencia is another good tone that's pretty like neutral. So you can see that, look at this one and that one, like, and it makes it easier to blend. So Stay Golden and Cupcake, or one or the other. Chai is another good one. I keep my eyeshadows very simple, very simple. This is Arabian Night. I always want to say Arabian Nights. I like to call it Arabian Nights. This is one of our cream shadows. As I've gotten older, I love my black eyeliner, but I keep that for the top, the tight line, and then a little wingtip, and I just do a shadow underneath, and that still gives me that lined look, but it's not as harsh. Cafe. There you go, Stardust with the finger. I'm gonna take a little bit of Fin, which is a darker shimmer, and just stamp a little bit on that outer corner, just for some depth. And then blend. Don't overcomplicate eyeshadow. Glamazing on my inner corner. If you use the pinky of the hand of the side that you're working on, it makes it so much easier than trying to have that awkward, like bend your hand one direction and not the other. Cupcake to clean it all up. Let me do my liner and my mascara. So you have to set cream makeup. I like to do a little bit with a setting spray, and then I'll tap a little bit of my powder right there. The main reason I just put powder there is because I use the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Translucent, and it kind of helps to conceal those larger pores. All right, let's do a lip. Okay, because I have such a thin top lip, I do the Demi R1. I actually put a light line up there and contour this, and it gives me the appearance of a more full top lip. The last thing I'm gonna do is take my cream illuminator and pop it right here on my cheeks. I like to do this after I've set my makeup because I use a little bit of powder sometimes. But if I were doing a powder illuminator, I wouldn't have to wait necessarily until the very end. So there you go. Simple, easy makeup routine right here. If you want to get color matched, you know the drill. You can message me or you can visit the link in my profile and I can get you started with a simple makeup routine just like this.